people who think that way. I bet if I had filled it up with paint, it would have worked. I'll be tougher, she'll give in. That's atzas hayelodim. Atzas hazikenim is to speak softly. You try to get your way in a softer way. You know, Reb Shabsai yudelevitz passed away, I believe, last year in Eretz Yisrael. Was a tremendous askene pikeach in Kiruv Rechaikim. He went where others didn't go, to the far left-wing kibbutzim in Eretz Yisrael, where they have nothing to do kamat with Yiddishkeit. He once told a story. He once went into a kibbutz, and he was there. There were a few young people who wanted to be traditional. Nobody's talking about frumkeit. They wanted to put up mezuzahs. They wanted to have a few traditional things. It was a big fight. They asked him to come to try. He had a tremendous kayach hadibur. He walked into the school. He visited the school. So they let him into a classroom. He wanted to say how far this kibbutz was from Yiddishkeit. He went into the classroom, and just to be introduced to the boys. And he said, it was an elementary school classroom. He picks out a boy. He says, do you know who broke the luchais? And the boy says, I promise, not me. I didn't do it. So he turned to the teacher. He says, this is what you teach them? The teacher says, I know that kid. If he says he didn't do it, he didn't do it. So he says he was in such a kibbutz, and he went over, and there was a big fight. Mezuzahs happened to be the one thing the young people wanted. They were not interested in being from mezuzahs. So he went. You know how he convinced them? He said he saw there was such amaratzim, mamish from communist type upbringing from day one. So he went in. He listened to both sides. He said, "Look, we're not Tatiyim. We're not even traditional. We're nothing." And the kids wanted. So he told them, "I'll make a pshara with you. You're on the left wing. You say no mezuzah. Your kids are more to the right. They want a mezuzah. We'll make a pshara. On the doorway, on the left side, we'll do like you. On the right side, we'll do like your kids. We'll put up a mezuzah." This type of dibur, it somehow has a little of a smell to it. Has a little more of a geschmack. A person has to learn to be able to speak softly. The tensions, the dibur in a home, the dibur ruin the foundations of marriages, ruin the foundations of relationships between parents and kids. Not so much what happens as how things are spoken about. Rav Palm once told someone that he's over on the aveira of being mitzar and almana. So he told him, what are you talking about? It was a shalom bayis problem. He said, what do you mean? My wife's not an almana, I'm alive. He said, no, the chinuch says, why is it a terrible aveira to be mitzar and almana? Why is it mentioned so many times? Because the chinuch says, because isha kevelas lebayla. If someone's mitzar a woman, at least she can go and cry to her husband. If a husband is mitzar the wife, it's like an almana, has no one to go cry to. Who's she going to go cry to? He told him, you are over on being mitzar and almana. She has no one to go to. The language that boys are used to and that men are used to is not the same language, a different language that women are used to.